There I am, live. How are we doing, everybody? Hope you're feeling good after your half-term break. A couple of weeks off of maths lessons, but back, and I've got a lovely lesson for you prepared today that people have asked about a few times. So hopefully this will be helpful. And because I've opened 500 million things, the lesson has gone. There it is. Standard tutor 5000 Windows issues. So what I want to go through today is inequalities. Share the screen. Hopefully you guys can see that there. So as we're going through the lesson, if you're watching live, feel free to come in and say hello. If you've got any questions or you want to get involved with the work that we're doing, feel free to put any comments in the chat. I can see them over here on my phone. So feel free to get involved. And if you're watching this later on in the group on a replay, then again, let me know that you're watching, but just replay in the comments. If you've got any questions, you can still ask them, but it might be best to tag my name, Georgina Green, just to make sure that I see that you've asked the questions. So I'll go through this now. So we're covering inequalities today. What under this topic, it's talking about being able to order positive and negative integers, so whole numbers, and in this example it's ordering them on the number line and then including in that decimals and fractions, so understanding their relative values to each other, and then in describing those things we're using these symbols, which I'll go through. So this topic, as I've just said there, is all about describing relative values and the symbols that we use to do that. One visual way is to do that with the number line. So you've probably seen something like this before. You'd be putting things in their relative values on a number line. That's something that's potentially introduced since primary school, understanding relative values. So you've probably seen that before. But we can do that with all sorts of things. There goes my phone. Let's get the graphics tablet and we'll give you some examples. So remember the specification was asking that we could order positive and negative numbers. So if we'd have a positive number 6, that would be over here. And -6 just over here. So you can see their values, the difference between them is all of those values on the number line. If you had fractions, so say we had a half or a quarter, obviously they're all less than 1, so the fractions are going to be in here, a half there, and a quarter there. You can have decimal values, so they'd be the same if this was a decimal value 0.5, or a quarter would be 0.25. What confuses some people is those relative to each other. So if we had 0.5 and 0.25 and we just looked at the numbers after the decimal, it's 5 and 25, and that one looks like the bigger one. But because of their place value, working in reverse after the decimal, that would be, you can imagine that there's a 0 there to get to the same place value, so actually that is the bigger number. And also these are tenths in that position, and these are 100ths in that position, so they have a smaller value than this one does. So this number here is deciding how big the value is and the relative values. Hopefully that makes sense. Hope you're comfortable then with ordering things on the number line like that. You can also describe values with equations, which you've probably done if you've done algebra. And you can describe a range of values within an inequality. So that's what they're for. You're not being specific about the actual value of something, you're just defining it and putting a boundary on it. So for an example, you can have an equation that's 2x plus 3 equals 7, and we can solve that equation to find the actual value of x. So I've taken away 3 from both sides here, and we know that then 2x is 4, and then I've divided both sides by 2 so that we know that x is 2. We've got a specific value for x of 2. What you can also do with an inequality, if we have the same example as an inequality, so instead of the equals, we've got this inequality symbol. We can still solve it the same way, but instead of having a specific value, it can be any value that's greater than 2, because that's what that symbol means. So we've not got an actual specific answer for what x is, but we know that it's something greater than 2. So it can't be 1 or 0 or any negative numbers. This is what all of those symbols mean that were up on the specification. So this one, nice and easy one, this one means equal to. So the two things that we have on here are equal to each other. The things on both sides are equal. This is just, with a line through it, it's just not equal. That happens quite often when you've got a mathematical symbol. Putting a line through it means not equal to. When your arrow is going this way, it means less than. The number or the symbol on the smaller, the closed side of the symbol is the smaller one. So sometimes you'll have more than 2 things in an inequality, and then it can be flipped around. So as long as you remember that the smaller value is on the closed side of the inequality symbol and the bigger value is on the open side of the inequality symbol. And sometimes that's described by saying that the inequality symbol is like a crocodile. Oh, hello, can't take that turn on. It's like a crocodile. Crocky walk. If you study Roald Dahl, there he is, our crocodile. Look at the artwork, marvelous. Should have been an artist. Look at him, glorious. Anyway, you can see his mouth kind of looks like the inequality sign, inequality symbol. And he's a crocodile, he's a hungry crocodile, he's going to eat the biggest thing, right? If he's got an option between something small and something big, he's going to eat the big thing. So that's one way to remember the way that the inequality symbols work. Just that it's the bigger side for the bigger number and the smaller side for the smaller number. Which means that that one is less than, so this is less than this, and this is more than, so this is more than this. You can have the same symbols with a line underneath. That one is flat like that. Sometimes they're also slanted in the same way as the arrow. This means less than or equal to. So if you had x is less than or equal to 2, it could also include the value 2 and anything less than it. This one wouldn't include the value 2, but anything less than it. Same for this one. This is more than or equal to, so it'll include the value over here. Okay. You can also see these symbols when you're using them on a number line. You would put these circles over the value that is the boundary, so the more than or less than value would have this circle over it, and if the circle is open, so it's not filled in, then it doesn't include that value, but that's the boundary, so anything on the side of it is included. If it's a filled in circle, then it also includes that value and the things past it, it's a boundary. So that circle goes in place of these 2 symbols when you're using a number line, and this filled in circle goes in place of these 2 symbols when you're using them on a number line. Okay, let's get rid of the crocodile, shall we? Even though he's fabulous. So I've got some questions here. I already opened. No, it's got my happy teams people here. I'm going to open that in Edge. And I can draw on it. There we go. So these are non-calculated questions, and really a calculator isn't going to help you with them anyway. Okay, so for this inequality, this is using 2 of our inequality symbols, and this is a 3-part inequality. Like I mentioned, you could have more than 2 things in an inequality, not like an equation. So this is saying that -1 is less than or equal to n, which is less than 4. So really that's saying that n fits somewhere between those 2 values, and the one that's less than or equal to, it just means that that one is included. So the values for n would start at -1 and then go up to 4, but not include 4. So the possible values of n would be -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you're watching this later, you can pause as we show the question so that you have time to work it out. Okay, so x is more than -3 is what that one is saying. Show this inequality on the number line. So this is a more than and not a more than or equal to. So it'll be a circle that's not filled in, and we put it on this value, so -3, which means that we just put a circle there on the stalk. Okay. And then we solve the inequality. 7y minus 34 is less than or equal to 8. So we can ignore this inequality symbol for now, just work it the exact same way as if it was an equals. So we would start by adding 34 to both sides of this equation. 8 plus 34, that's 42. Put the symbol back in and we've got 7y over here. And then we would get rid of that by dividing by 7. So that becomes 6. And we just leave the inequality symbol as it was. So that tells us that y is less than or equal to 6. And make sure to put the answer in the answer box to avoid confusion and lost marks. Write down the integer values of x that satisfy this inequality. Okay, so hopefully you're comfortable with what that means now. So a couple of examples. I'm just going to shut the sun out of the camera. Apologies. That satisfy this inequality. So it tells us, because it's got this symbol, that -2 is included. So that will be one of them. And then we keep going until we get to here. And then because we've got this symbol, so 3 isn't included, so we don't write that one. And because it says that they're integer values, it is just the whole numbers. If it didn't say that, you could have infinite values because it'd be all of the decimals in between, and you could go down to all of the decimal places. And we were never writing those values. So integer values only, pretty much always what they're asking for. N is an integer, so there we are, it's a whole number. Write down all the possible values of n. That's the same question worded slightly differently. So we would start from here because it says that that is included, and then keep going through 0, and then we don't include 5 because that's a less than 5, not an or equal to. Same with this one. Solve the inequality. 4x plus 1 is greater than 11. So just do it like a regular equation, just carrying the inequality symbol through. So we would start by taking 1 away, and then we would have 4x is greater than 11, and then we would divide by 4. And this is where people quite often come unstuck, because 11 doesn't divide by 4, and that's fine. We can just leave it as a fraction in its simplest form, and that is a perfectly good answer. Okay. On the number line below, show the inequality. So this is a different than the, oh wait, hang on. I did the inequality earlier and I didn't finish the question. I just got excited about drawing the circle and left it there. Showing this inequality on the number line, we want to show which way that goes. That's the next step. So x is greater than -3 means that x is going to go up here, and we do it right to the end and then an arrow to say that it keeps going. And usually the axis is labeled as an x, just so that that's what we're describing. Apologies, didn't finish the question. And this next one reminded me because it's different, because it's got 2 bounds. So it'll be something more like this. So at this end, it starts at -2. So we'll do a circle at -2, and it doesn't include -2, so it won't be a filled in circle. And then at this end, it's at 3, and again, it doesn't include 3, so it won't be a filled in circle. And then we'll just join the 2 with a line, and that's our depiction of that inequality. We have another one, very similar. So the bounds of this one are -3 and 4. So we'd have to write that down. So it starts at -3, and then it goes bigger than that at x that we're describing. So that's what goes in here. And then it stops at 4, but it includes 4. So we'd use the or equal to symbol. Doesn't include -3, so we don't use the or equal to symbol there. Hope that makes sense. And then this one, again, we're solving it, so we just do it like we're rearranging an equation. 4t minus 5 is greater than 11. So we would start by adding 5 to both sides. 4t is greater than 16. And then we would divide by 4 to get rid of the 4 there. Divide by 4 over here. Leaves us t is greater than 4. All right. N is an integer. List all the possible values of n. So it starts at -1 and it includes -1. So we write -1 and then keep going all the way through 0, getting bigger, and then we don't include 4 because it doesn't have that or including symbol. Oops, there we go. Write down the inequality shown in the diagram. Okay, so the boundaries are -4 and 3, and it's describing x. From -4 it's getting bigger, from 3 it's getting smaller, so 3 is the bigger of those two. So we do our symbols that way, and then 3 is included because it's filled in, so we give it that symbol, but 4 isn't included because it's not filled in, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, solve 3y minus 2 is greater than 13, so same thing. 3y minus 2 is greater than 13. We want to add 2 to both sides. So 3y is greater than 15. That's cancelled out. That's got 2 bigger. And then we divide by 3 both sides. That's cancelled out. And that becomes 5. Y is greater than 5. Okay. If any of this isn't making sense, do feel free to ask some questions. Okay, -3 is less than n, which is less than or equal to 1. Write down all the possible values of n. So it can't include -3, so we'd start the next one, -2, -1, 0, and it does include 1. That's it. Solve the inequality 3p minus 7 is greater than 11. So we're adding 7 to both sides. So that cancels out, and then we've got 3p greater than, I nearly put equals, 18, and then divide by 3 both sides, and we've got p is greater than 6. Okay, there we go. So there's lots of questions in here. They're all very similar. Writing down the possible values and solving the equation by rearranging, representing them on a number line, and then translating them from a number line. They're all very similar questions. Solving the equation with brackets is the same. We would just have to expand the brackets first. Yeah, none of those questions are different. So hopefully that makes sense. If any of those things don't make sense and you want to ask some questions, then absolutely do. If you understood that but you want to practice it some more, then let me know and I can send you direct you to where you can find some more practice questions. So our goal for the lesson was to be able to order positive and negative numbers, decimals and fractions. Hopefully you're comfortable with doing all of those things, and then to be able to use the inequality symbols, which is what we were doing in those questions. So hopefully you're comfortable with that as well. If you found the video useful, I'd love it if you could leave me a review on my page, and then recommend the group to your friends. Recommend me to your friends if you think it would be useful for them if they're practicing for their maths GCSE. And if you need any extra help with your revision, then feel free to send me a message about booking some one-to-one tuition. In the meantime, have a lovely week, and I'll see you again next Thursday.